which corner gonna show up. That's a question, but I don't know. I like both guys. I'm Brazil, live in Florida. Dustin Poirier right there. I like Dustin's style a lot. I like Conor too. People hate a lot on Conor, but I like the way he fights. I don't know. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be watching.
I want to say McGregor so bad, bro, just because I'm a McGregor fan, but I'm formerly a part of the ATT gang, man, and Dustin Poirier is a savage, so we got to go with Poirier.
I'm a fan of both. I like both guys, but I think McGregor has to win, like to keep him up there. So we'll go McGregor.
I think Poirier has all the heart and all the hunger, and McGregor, if we see McGregor again being focused on what he does, maybe he can get the win.
It's such a tricky fight. It's a tricky fight. Even just saying that right now, I'm like, I don't know, maybe goes into the later rounds and doesn't. I don't know, man. I think Conor gets it done.
If it's the old Conor, it could be a bad night for Poirier. If it's not the old Conor, Dustin's gonna take it. So it's a toss up. I'm gonna say Conor, but who knows?
I got Poirier, man. Conor, I really don't think that first fight 6 years ago really means anything, especially with him trying to get in his head, and Conor really, Poirier even mentioned that he did get into his head and kind of took him off base. But the way that Conor lost this last time, I mean, he had good moments in the beginning, but it was like a beatdown at the end of that fight. And then you see Conor now. I mean, I do like how he, went to LA and doing his stuff. But he's trying to get in Poirier's head and trying to get him out of his game a lot. I mean, all the stuff online is he's trying to, and usually when someone keeps trying to knock on that door, they're a little insecure about, what happened. And I've never been beat like that, like beat down like that. I'm sure if you get a rematch with a guy that just beats you down, I mean, that's gotta mean for something that this guy could beat you down again. So I got Poirier.
I think Conor is going to win, and I think he realized that to perform, he needs to be ready every time, and I think he's going to show this for this fight.
I'm Team Dustin. Let's go.
Conor has altered the landscape in a very real way, but he also adjusted the landscape on a technical and tactical level in a certain regard. And it was interesting to see him move away from that in his last fight, his most recent fight. Obviously, he's been getting himself in boxing more, and he was maybe having his eyes on a boxing match as well. But the reality is, this is not a boxing fight. This is not a grappling match. This is not a kickboxing match. Even though it can oftentimes, two people can get in there and they almost look like they made an unspoken agreement to do that thing, and it'll end up looking similar. It doesn't have to be that way. And I think that was an interesting, exclamation mark on the last fight, because it looked like one person had an idea that he was going to go in there and run somebody over, and then the other guy decided that this was an MMA fight. Both people have great technical resources. Both are very tough guys. I'm looking forward to a fantastic fight, and I'm sure that Conor will make some adjustments, and that when he does, Dustin will make counter adjustments. I would just say that, I think this sport's a very interesting place with Conor McGregor in it, so I'd like to see him stick around for as long as possible, Dustin as well. I'm just looking forward to a great main event.
I think that Conor gonna win this fight, and I want him to win because all the time he wins, it's good for the sport, for me, and for all the competitors in the UFC and whole MMA sport. So I think and I hope he wins.
I'm gonna say Dustin for this one. I think that he's got a lot of confidence, especially being able to finish Conor the way that he did last time. I think he'll come in with that confidence, and I think that he'll get it done. If he can take it to, I want to say if he can take it to the third round. If he goes to the third round, I'm definitely giving that to Dustin. On an early finish, I'd probably say Conor, because he's so good with his counter punching.
It's tough to make a prediction, not because of the way I think about the fight, but just because I love both guys. I've met Dustin, never met Conor, but always been a massive fan of Conor McGregor and what he's done for the sport and the way he carries himself. And just the way he came in and he changed the whole game. We all know that, not in terms of the money, not in terms of the publicity, that as well, but just his fighting style is something unlike we've ever seen. And that's something that inspired me. That inspired me to think I have a lot of stuff that I do that nobody else does that's a bit unconventional, and he made it, he justified it for me. It's okay. It's okay to do something completely different, and that's how all heroes and legends are made. So I'm a massive Conor fan, and I do believe that he will have made the necessary changes to win this fight.